Okay guys, it is Miss Brittany and we are going to do a directed draw today as promised. I have been seeing a bunch of these hand traced animals all over the internet and I thought we would try one today. Something super simple just to practice doing this. You can see I got my new stand right here in order to do a hands-free video so I can draw with you guys while we're out of school. So today we are going to do a giraffe and the background for the giraffe using our handprint. Okay, so we have some pencils to get started. I have a black marker to trace over my pencil marks. Miss Brittany likes to do that. You guys don't have to have the black marker. It's completely up to you. But we are also going to color it in with some color crowns. You can use markers, you can use color pencils. I just know that we sent your guys' packets home and I know they had color crowns in them. So I'm going to use what I know you guys have. You also need a piece of white paper, a piece of lined paper will work just fine also. Okay? So we're going to get started by taking one of our hands. Miss Brittany's going to pick her left hand because my right hand is the one I write with. And you are going to practice doing this. Putting your middle finger down so it touches the inside of your hand. Okay? Try to keep the rest of them up. It's a little bit difficult, but we're going to do it. Okay? So now that you have that, we're going to put our arm and our hand down on the piece of paper like we would if we were tracing our normal handprint. I'm going to move the camera so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. That's what your hand should look close to on the piece of paper, okay? From here, we're going to reach over. I didn't put these on the right side. Grab our pencils, and you're going to trace from way over here from the edge of your wrist all the way, tracing your fingers and down to the other side of your wrist, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, for hand tracing, your lines do not have to be straight. We want to see that you used your hand during it, so it does not have to be perfect straight lines. And we're going to go all the way around and stop. So, I traced from this wrist all the way up. You can see some of the lines. Skip that middle finger and all the way down. So we're going to see what it looks like when we take it off. And we have the outline to our giraffe. Awesome, right? Okay, at any time during the video, if you guys need to pause it to catch up, please feel free to do that. We're just going to keep going so we can get to the fun part of coloring. That's Miss Brittany's favorite part. So we're going to look at our hand, still our handprint, where your pinky was, this one right here. You're going to draw a pretty long and thin triangle in it. Can anyone guess what that's going to be yet? If not, we'll come back to it, okay? Now, looking at our handprint, see where your thumb is? You're also going to draw a long, pretty thin triangle in it. Can you see it now? Those are the giraffe's ears. So, if these are the ears, what do you guys think these are going to be? If you thought it was the giraffe's little horn knobs on top of their head, you were right. So, next we're going to make some eyes for the giraffe. Just to do the eyes, you're going to do 2 simple circles. You can do them as small as you want, or you can do them as big as you want. Miss Brittany wants a pretty silly looking giraffe, so I'm going to make it have some big eyeballs. 1 circle and 2 circles. So the circles should touch, overlap a little bit. Either one of those is fine. And that works. Okay, so get caught up with there. Now inside of those circles, we're going to draw another set of circles. So there's 2 ways you can do this. If you chose to draw, we're going to say goodbye to the giraffe for a minute. I'm going to flip it over. If you chose to draw small circles, you're not going to fit other circles in there. So you can do these kind of eyes, because these will be colored in. And those look like eyes. If you drew bigger circles, we're going to be using this method of drawing another circle in it, in each one, and then another tiny circle at the top of each one. Okay, for its eyeballs. Because this part is what we're going to be coloring in. Like that. You know what? Actually, Miss Brittany's going to use these. So I actually like these a lot better now that I'm looking at it. So we're going to flip back over to our little giraffe friend. So what you're going to do is pretend you're making an oval shape, but we're only going to make the top half. Almost like a rainbow arch. You're going to go up really tall, over a little bit, and down. We do it again on the other side. Up really tall, over a little bit, and down. Okay? So, now we have the ears, we have the eyes. Now we need to make the nose and mouth. What you're going to do is take your hand, you're going to put it back on your handprint where your fingers almost line up, and you're going to mark where your hand meets your wrist on both sides. Do you see my little marks? Little mark on that side. Don't worry, we'll erase those later so it doesn't look silly. Okay? It's there. It just disappears in the light. So from here, we're going to start with this side on this side, over here. And line up where our little line is. And we're going to just make a little round, little curved line. Little curved line, and we're gonna do a little curved dip right here to make sure this one's a little bit lower. Do you see that? This one starts here. This one curves in the middle to come down here. So you're gonna make a little whoosh line. Okay? Like I said, we can now erase the little lines we made so it doesn't look super, super silly. Fix my little line there. Okay, so that is the face of the giraffe. Next, we need to give him a mouth. So under our little swoosh line, you remember how we did the top half of the oval up here? We're going to do the bottom half of the oval down here. Again, it's going to be like a rainbow arch, but we want to make it a little wider this time so he has a nice big mouth to eat all of his leaves, okay? So start kind of in the middle, little to the side, and you're going to go arch like that. So he's starting to get his little smile. To show that it's a mouth, we're going to do another small arch inside that we're able to color pink to show that it's his tongue or his smile. Now it's time for his nose. What we're going to do here is we're going to draw again. We're going to use the arch shape, but we're going to do it sideways. We're going to do one arch right here, nice and small, and do it to match it on the other side, nice and small. Okay, if you're not caught up so far, go ahead and take a minute to catch up. That's what we should have. Okay guys, we are back. I hope you guys have all caught up. This is the face of the giraffe so far. It looks a little silly because he's not colored in, but we'll get that fixed. Okay, what do giraffes have on their body? What is a big thing? They have a long neck, so we got that going. We have our little horns up here. What else do giraffes have? If you're thinking spots, you are correct. So we're going to use the neck to add some spots. Now you can do just round, smooth ones. You can have them just nice and round like this. So the edges are nice and not all crazy curvy. Or you can have a little fun with it and make crazy curvy spots like that. Either one is totally fine. Either one is going to make him look adorable. So Miss Brittany's going to do, I'm going to do both actually because I already have them on. So I'll do a nice curved one right here. I'll do a crazy curve right there. And I'll do a crazy curve one right there under his mouth. Okay? So, catch up if you guys need to catch up. If you are choosing to draw with the black marker, go ahead and take your black marker and trace over everything we've done so far. And then we are going to come back and color it. Okay guys, as you can see, Miss Brittany took the time to trace with the black marker. So now we can see the full giraffe. Super, super fun. Now before we start coloring him, we are going to add some stuff to the background. So giraffes are super, super tall. So what do you think the background is going to look mostly like? Miss Brittany's guessing the tops of trees. We're not really going to see the grass because we're looking at his face and his face is tall. So I'm thinking more trees and tree tops, maybe the sun and some clouds. So you guys can kind of do this however you want, but I'm going to show you some different ways you can make the tops of trees. I'm going to add a sun into mine and a cloud so you guys can just see everything that you're able to do on your own, okay? So first over here, I'm just going to start by drawing a bunch of triangles. They're long, they're thin triangles. I'm not really worried about giving them an end because this is only half of the tree. Half of the tree is going to be off the page and we're not going to be able to see it. So you can make this as big as you want, as small as you want. It's totally up to you. Okay? So there's part of my tree. Every tree needs a trunk. So we're just going to draw a line that's really thin at the top and gets a little bit bigger towards the end because tree trunks, they are really small at the top and they get really big once they're near the ground. Okay? I'm going to do another one on this side. So again, I'm just starting out with one triangle. Doesn't really matter where it is because then you can just add on to it. As you can see, this one's a little bit smaller than that one, but that is definitely okay because I'm actually going to keep going up. And it's going to make it look like there's two trees on this side. Okay? Or one tree with two layers. Either way, it works for me. Now again, for the trunk, start really close to the edge of the paper. Go down, and every so often we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So it looks like the trunk is getting bigger in the tree. Okay? Now again, I did say we're going to do a sun. We're going to do clouds. I think I'm going to, we're going to put some clouds up here. So again, just like the spots, you can have nice and round clouds. Doesn't really matter. Or you can get a little fun and do some crazy curvy clouds. One cloud's hiding behind part of my tree. Okay, so we have some clouds, we have some trees. I think because there's a lot of open space down here, what Miss Brittany's going to do, you can put your sun in the corner, you can put your sun up here really big. I think Miss Brittany's going to make a big sun behind the giraffe. Now, when I say behind the giraffe, I mean we're not going to be able to see it all. So if you pretended to draw a circle over your giraffe, do you see the only spots where you would see the circle? So we're going to pretend to do that. So I'm going to draw like this, pretend to draw like this, pretend, draw like this, pretend, draw, make a circle and curve, pretend, draw, pretend. Now it's definitely not a perfect circle, but that is okay. No big deal. And we will add the little rays of sun with our coloring crayons. So real quick, Miss Brittany's going to go over all of this stuff with the black marker and we'll get finished on the rest. If you need to catch up, please catch up. Okay guys, we're back. Miss Brittany took her black pen and traced all of the stuff we have drawn this far. Now, it's time to color. So we're going to get in. You can color it any color you want. It is your picture, your imagination. But Miss Brittany is going to color it the way I'm going to color it. And I want to color my trees first. I'm going to do the outside in. And I'm going to go with green. Okay, so we're just going to color these all touch so they don't have to be perfect. Go ahead and color as much as you want to color or as little as you want to color. Again, it's your picture, your choice. Miss Brittany just wanted to make sure to get on with you guys and be able to spend some time with you and do an activity that I know we all really, really enjoy. I was thinking the other day about the oil colors we did with the flower gardens. And I just wanted to get on and spend some time with you guys. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to make some art. Okay, so we're almost done coloring the trees. And if you did decide to go over your pencil with the black marker and you can see some pencil spots, no big deal. It just shows that you took the time to do it. Okay, so we're done with the green. I'm going to go out and in. So I need brown for the trunks of my trees. So there's my brown. Let me get the trunks all colored real quick. There we go. Okay, so my trees are done. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to actually do the sun behind the giraffe first, because if I get a little bit of yellow on the giraffe, it's going to be okay. So I have my yellow, and I'm going to go in and color the sun behind him. Again, you guys can use whatever colors you want. I think I actually might add a little bit of orange to the sun because what color are giraffes? Giraffes are actually yellow also, so I don't want too much yellow. And I'm going to use a different yellow when I color the giraffe. But if you guys don't have a bunch of different colors of color crayons, go ahead and add some orange to your sun just to make it look a little bit different. Okay, so now I'm going to add some orange. I'm going to find a light orange. I'm going to add some orange to my sun just so we can tell the difference. And that way I'll have two colors to make the rays when I'm all done. I'll get to use orange and yellow. Okay, so we're almost done. And then the bottom half of it. Okay, so I added some orange into my yellow. And now we're going to start taking care of the draft. I am going to do my dark spots first. So I have my brown again. So it's little horns. those are actually going to be brown. And if you want to take your pencil or your pen and draw a little curved line so you know where to stop, you can. And also down in his nose, I want you to put 2 dots on each side, like that. Okay, so now we're gonna get back to doing some coloring. And color these brown, and I'm gonna color his spots brown. And then we'll get started on his body. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so the horns are done. So now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to take care of his spots. And I'm going to color these. I'm going to try to color these a little bit darker. So I'm pushing down a little bit harder because I want to make sure I can really see his spots. Because giraffes have spots. Okay, almost done. And do you see how I said either the round or the curvy? They both look really good. So it does not matter which one you chose to use. Okay, so my spots are done. Now we need to do the inside of his ears and the inside of his mouth. Pink, red, again, any color you want. Miss Brittany is going to go with a pink. And I'm going to take care of the inside of his ears. And this one over here. And then I'm going to take care of the inside of its mouth. Okay? Now, his eyes. If you chose to do the round ones, you're going to color the inside circle black and leave the outside white. If you chose to do the ones Miss Brittany did, you're going to color inside your rainbow arch area and then leave the rest white. Okay, so eyes are done. Last thing we need to do is color the giraffe. So if you have different colors, try to find a different yellow. If you don't have different colors, you can either color softer with your yellow, push harder with your yellow to make it darker, whatever works for you guys. Miss Brittany's using yellow again, and I'm just going to push a little bit harder so it's a little bit darker color. And you want to do the outside of his mouth, and down here in his neck. Okay, and then we're going to do up in his face. Remember that his eyes, the outside of his eyes stay white. But the rest of this is yellow. So we're just going to color yellow. We're going to color the top. We're going to color the bottom half of his eyes. Okay, so our giraffe is colored. And again, they do look pretty similar. Probably wasn't the best idea for Miss Brittany to do the sun right behind him, but I'm just going to go add a little bit more orange to the sun so we can really tell the difference. Okay, do you see the difference there? If you chose to do an orange sun to begin with and you're in the clear, it will definitely look different. So Miss Brittany's just adding a little bit more orange to make sure you can tell where my giraffe friend begins and where the sun ends. Okay, that looks a little better. Much better. Okay, so now for the sun rays, this is close to our last part. If you want to color the clouds, you can. You can color them blue, you can color them, again, whatever color you want. Miss Brittany's just going to add a little bit of color in them. So they're still kind of white, but they also have a little bit of color in them. Okay. Do it on this side. Just kind of like that. So a little bit of color, a little bit of white, kind of mixed everywhere. Okay. Now for the sun rays, you're going to take your yellows, your oranges, whatever colors you did your sun with, and you're just going to draw some lines. Space out the color you're using because we're going to add colors in between. Okay, now I'm going to take my yellow, add some yellow in there. Again, guys, doesn't have to be perfect. We are just having some fun, having some break from any of the schoolwork you guys are doing, and spending some time together. Okay, oopsie, my phone fell. We got it though, we're fine. Okay, so because Miss Brittany traced all of the rest of her picture with the black marker, it looks kind of silly if there's no black in the rays, so I'm just going to add a little bit of black, pretty light. Just so it looks like I traced through it. You can do this, you don't have to do this. Again, it's up to you guys. Okay, but just adds a little bit of the black for Miss Brittany. Okay, guys. That looks like that's gonna be it. Remember to always sign your name at the bottom so everyone can see that you did an amazing job. Okay. So now we're going to take a look at it. What do you guys think? Did you have fun? Let me know. Let me know if there's a different picture you guys want to try to do. Please tell your parents that they can send us your guys' pictures through Dojo so we can see what you guys did. And we miss you guys. Hope to see you guys soon. And yeah, have a good weekend, guys. Bye.